Welcome to the open book, where every voice matters. Every story got layers, and every conversation opens something new. Turn the page, turn the page, turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Welcome to the open book, where the real conversations flow. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Every story got meaning. Every perspective shows. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Late night talks with the smooth bass knocking. Whole room tuned when the topics dropping. Authors, culture, real life views. Open book vibes bring a whole new groove. No fake energy when the dialogue starts. Different perspectives play a major part. From page to podcast, the vibes stay deep. Real conversations every single week. Welcome to the open book, where the real conversations flow. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Every story got meaning. Every perspective show. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Every chapter different. Every voice got purpose. Every voice got purpose. Turn the page.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Saturday. It is the weekend, baby. Okay. Welcome everyone to the open book. This is your host, Lakeisha. I hope everyone is having a beautiful Saturday morning on today. Make sure y'all tap that like button. Let everyone know we are live. Also, this live is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is covered under the Fair Use Act. Information shared is alleged in our opinions as we react to various topics and people. Okay. Also, if you would like to support the channel, you're welcome to send a super sticker, super chat, Cash App, or buy a coffee. And those links are in the description field of the video, or one of the beautiful mods will place it in the chat when they wake up and get in here, or I can do it for you. But the Cash App is scrolling on the screen right now. Can y'all tell I am hyped this morning? Oh my goodness. Y'all, it is going to be a busy day for us. We are touching on multiple cases on today. Okay, so get ready. Make sure your notifications are set. This morning, we have an update in the Nolan Wells case first. As it pertains to Reverend Al Sharpton, okay? They are trying to come for the Rev, y'all, okay? And since they want to come for the Rev, guess what? We're going to clock the lies, okay? It works like that. We're just going to clock the lies. So we're going to go through the paperwork that I don't know if he's already received it or that is being sent out to the Reverend Al Sharpton. Now, what we're also going to see in this paperwork, hey, I think some lines are being drawn in the sand. Will the friends start going against each other? Okay, looks like a little shade being thrown at the Simpson man in some never before seen pictures that they are posting in this letter. Yes, they are posting different photos that we have not seen. I did share one with our members in this letter and giving us some more information, y'all, in this demand letter. But remember, Reverend Al Sharpton said that he welcomes lawsuits. See, they don't realize who they're playing with. This man marched with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. They know how to strategize, operate. They know how to work in these systems. Okay, come on now. So this is going to get quite interesting, in my opinion, because like he said, you sue me, we're going to be able to depose all of those boys under oath on different things. So maybe we'll start getting more answers. I know even as I was looking through the letter, y'all, that we're getting to see who was actually on the Palm Beach. I never knew who was on the Palm Beach. And it looks like more people were on the Triton than what we originally thought as well. Okay, so we're going to go through all of that. Also, later on today, we should find out more information pertaining to the Carmelo Anthony hearing, the decision from the judge, Chitty. Okay, now he didn't want to give his decision yesterday from the bench trial. He probably didn't want it to be havoc there in Collin County, but he is going to send an email on today, okay, outlining what his decision is. So we are going to tap into that as well on today. And then last but not least, those of you who follow in the Tyrone Davis case, come on back, because child, look, I stayed up late. Okay, I stayed up late last night watching the new 4-hour interrogation room footage from Lulu. Child, Gainesville Police Department today needs to have her under arrest. Okay, based off of what we are going to see in that video, there are many things, y'all, that were not in the actual report. Okay, so make sure y'all come back, because we're going to clock some of those lies too and go through some of that footage. Now, it's 4 hours, y'all, so we're going to have to break it up. It's going to be a little series. Okay, we got a lot going on. We got a lot going on. And in between that, I got to wash clothes, fold clothes, make sure everybody fed. I done already done breakfast this morning, so I'm good for right now. I got my coffee on deck, because let's get into this. Let's see who we have here this morning. Okay. Hey, Inspiration. Good morning, sis, and thank you for being first in the building. Excuse me. Hey, Buttercup, welcome. Demetrius is in the building. Welcome. Hey, Hanada, thank you for tapping in. Okay. Hey, Lakita, thank you for joining. Right, Wall Turner Page, come on now. Thank you for joining. Good morning. Keeping up with Nina Rose, blessings, my people, mother of 6 living in South Orange County. Okay, thank you so much for joining all the way from South Orange County. We appreciate it. Hey, Antonio, welcome. Isn't she lovely? It's in the building. Welcome, sis. She said, I have caught a live. Okay. Hey, Protected 91 is in the building. Good morning. Shout out to Isn't She Lovely for the jewels and for you being a sponsor for today's live. Hey, Big Time Blonde Beauty. Good morning. Good morning. Phenomenal Scorpio is in the building. Hey, Roger. Welcome. Thank you for tapping in. Let's see here. Hey, MJ, good morning. Des D is in the building. Hey, sis. Hey, Paul, blessings, England in the house. In God we trust. Come on now, all the way from England. Hey, Georgia Peach, welcome, sis. MJ said, I saw Lulu thing last night. Did you hear her say she pushed him, then she corrected herself? Oh, yeah. And I did 2 shorts clocking some of those little errors she made. Or those moments of truth that slipped out, okay? Hey, Clarinetta, good morning. Paul said freedom of speech. Nolan was unalived. Bart and his friends unalived him. Uh-oh. The mom was part of the reason they didn't explore Lulu more. Clock it, MJ. And I call that out as well. See, she threw the mama under the bus, but baby, I already done peeped how mama was moving too. Okay. Hey, TB, good morning. Kim is in the building. Sugar Mama Man, good morning. Thank you for joining Miss Mabel as well. All right, y'all, so let's get into it. Now, hey, Mika. Now, let's Miko. I'm thinking about Nika. We got a Nika and a Miko. Thank you for joining. Now, let's get into this, because, see, when you're dealing with folks like this, y'all, and how they move, you have to put things in front of their faces, okay? Because they would just make blanket statements, just throw stuff out there, see what sticks to the wall. Okay, like on The Color Purple, when she said she was sitting back and looking to see what Suge was gonna throw, see what codes were gonna come up on the wall. That's what they're doing, y'all. As I went through this paperwork, they are clearly just putting stuff out there, not thinking about the things that have been stated during these interviews. See, the interviews are going to bite them in the butt, okay? Because they said a whole lot. Now, who it can't bite in the butt is the Simpson man, Wyatt, okay? They haven't done any interviews yet. But the Real House Bros of Ocean Springs, they have. Okay, and so the words, especially one of them, he's been on multiple interviews. His lies are not even matching on interviews, because I can clearly find some inconsistent statements. Okay, so with those types of people that love to gaslight, when I say that love to gaslight, that love to just throw out blanket statements, We are going to put it in front of your faces. Okay, so you'll know what you said. Maybe we just need to remind you about what you said. Okay, hey, Barb, good morning. Delta Roots is in the building as well. Now, remember this photo, y'all, came out. This is one of the first photos that we saw as it related to like the Nolan Wells cases. His mom, Christine, was looking for her son. Okay. So someone sent her, a girl sent her this photo because it was put out that Nolan had on black shorts. So the girl allegedly had taken this picture with the camera there on the boat and was showing Christine, well, this is the color shorts he has on. Now, you notice in this picture, thank you, Walt. I appreciate that. MJ said they're trying to distract. That's the same playbook. Yes. Come on, MJ. And we already see one of the attorneys is his people. Okay. We know how they move. Okay. Thank you so much, Walt. I appreciate that. And so if you notice, y'all, on this photo, okay, because this is one thing that we're going to put out there as well. There are three guys along with Nolan in this photo. On the left side, you have Morgan, which was on the interview. Okay. You have Jax, which was on the interview, this latest one with Officer Tater Tot. You have Nolan in the middle as well. And on the right, you have Eric. Now, who isn't in this photo is Warren. Now, we got to consider something when we're trying to put out statements. You need to make sure you put out the full statements and the complete truth. Because when Reverend Al Sharpton was referring to three boys, he was referring to the pictures here. He never said any names. He was referring to the picture that was shared publicly showing the color of shorts and what Nolan Wells had on before he went missing. Okay, so that means that was pertaining to with Morgan, Jax, and Eric. Warren, you're not even in the photo. So how is your name even going to be listed on this paperwork as being one of the three boys in the photo when that's not even you? If somebody else has something to say about this, it should be Eric. But Eric has been quiet. We have not heard a peep from Eric except for that alleged little post that slipped out and he deleted. I don't know if it was really him or not, but we haven't heard anything from Eric. So which three boys? Okay, you got to be a little more specific because Reverend Al Sharpton has never said their names. I don't even think Reverend knows their names. He didn't even know Horn Island. He didn't even know Ocean Springs. He didn't even know Ocean Springs. So you're going to have to be specific when you say people are using defamation because it could be any. It was a whole, 20 to 30 people in the group. So which ones? Okay, you got to be specific because the three over here are not matching in your letter. Okay, because this is Eric. Doesn't look like Warren. Okay. I mean, we just got to remind them. I think they forget sometimes. So we just going to put it out there today. Let's see. No, they sent her that pic because one of the boys slipped and said that we sent, right, MJ, clock that. He did. That was Jax that had slipped up. Let's see. Brown Sugar said, now I'm feeling a type of way about this photo because Nerdy Pink Panda said it was possibly fake or altered. Well, I do remember her saying that. Hey, Irma, good morning. I do remember her saying that, but I did check it out too. And this one is a real photo. Now, all of that, I don't know if they cropped anything in it or whatever. No, I don't know about that. But it is a real photo. Yeah. The pic is real, but I think they messed with the background a bit. Could have been. Because remember, they said it was taken with the camera. Hey, Love Me For Real, good morning. Mama Magazine is in the building. Thank you, sis. In one pic, Nolan is holding a can, but in the other one, he's not. Uh-oh, I haven't seen the one where he's not. Oh, wow. Hey, Ray, good morning. Welcome, everyone coming on in. Okay, now let's pull up this paperwork. I want to get into this because y'all, this is crazy work. Okay. Now I got to give credit to the person who shared this because, child, I don't follow her like that, but she's on Facebook, True Crime Megan. Child, you know, she's for all the foolishness. I think she's another S Fields lady. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The S Fields lady. I don't even want to say her name. Mm-mm. But I haven't seen the full paperwork on any other channel. Okay. Now, she made sure she put her little TCM over it. So for viewing purposes and the purposes of us going through these lives, I gotta look at it. I think his can is behind Jack's neck. Yes. I haven't seen a photo where it wasn't a can, so maybe I missed that. Yeah, the photo is real. I think it's two photos put together and edited though. Oh, that could have been what Pink Panda was talking about. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see. I believe they wrote the short bus. And the lawyers, y'all, I'm like, some of the, I don't know if they as smart as we thought. The whole Mississippi Klansman needs to be dismantled, okay? The shadows are off on two. It's from the left and the right on the other two boys. Yes, that's what she was saying. That's what she was saying too. So let's get into it. So this here, and some of it, I'm not going to just go through and read everything, but notice here is from the Taylor and Cox law firm. And so it says that this is regarding a pre-suit demand regarding your defamation of Warren Hudson, Jax Patalo, Morgan Seymour. Okay, and this is being sent to Alfred Charles Sharpton, aka Al Sharpton. It says, Dear Mr. Sharpton, we represent Warren Jackson Morgan. This letter will serve as our only pre-suit demand regarding your defamatory statements about these completely innocent young men. Completely innocent. Okay. This letter should come as no surprise to you since you recently welcomed the lawsuit against you. We're trying to get spicy like the other lawyer. Boasting at the National Association of Black Journalists Convention. They were tapped in. I told y'all they tap into the lives. They tap into these talk shows and panels. Why y'all watch it? Okay. If your boys are so innocent and so forth, you shouldn't even care what anybody else has to say, child. They are trying to catch him up in something. They were peeping up black. It said black. Okay, but I guess anybody can watch it. But child, they are peeping every live. They probably have their notifications set and over in everybody's chat before y'all get here. Okay. Pink Panda, we love her. Yes. And she came and did a video on Carmelo Anthony yesterday. Let's see. Calling Miss Christine. So hey, SoCal, with calling Miss Christine first is a giveaway. I do have a law degree. He called to know if she knew anything yet. In my opinion, I know how it works. Okay, come on now, clock it. Hey, Tabany, welcome. I think I need my glasses, y'all. Hold on one second. Okay, my apologies. Let's see. Al Sharpton attorneys can get the discovery information. Yes, yes, that's true. So they know what to put out next. Exactly, right. They are watching the shows, y'all. Yes, they inject themselves into the investigation. Okay, so then it goes on to say, but I will say this on stage. I want them to sue me first. They're putting his words. You also stated, I want to depose your son. If you sue, the plaintiffs are deposed, and let's go to civil court, any kind of court you want to go to, because you can't make this make sense. We're happy to grant your wish. What? Y'all, which attorneys talk like this? I've never seen the pettiness before in some attorneys. Where did they find these attorneys? Unless you comply with the demands set forth in this letter, we will imminently be filing suit against you. However, we are pleased that you too welcome depositions, okay? While we are more than ready for Warren, Jacks, and Morgan to sit for their depositions and tell the truth under oath, we are most looking forward to your deposition. Well, what did he do? Smearing the reputation of innocent young men, mourning the loss of their friend to score cheap political points. Is he running for office? Will prove far easier than explaining yourself under oath. Indeed, you will find dealing with us to be an altogether different experience than indulging in a slanderous rampage applauded by the fawning sycophants. What's a sycophant? Somebody tell me what a sycophant is in the chat. Because I ain't never heard. I heard of a psychopath. And is it spelled the right way? Sycophant. I'm gonna have to look that up. Sycophants in the echo chamber of your inner circle. I think you're trying to throw some shade at Attorney Ben Crump right there, child, with that little part. Y'all tell me what a sycophant is. Welcome, everyone. Let's see here. Isn't that exactly what Crump and Sharpton were waiting for? Yes, this is gonna get interesting, y'all. This sounds like something is being repeated from Al Sharpton's letter. Yeah, I would say no. They're trying to put some of the things he stated, publicly and put it in quotations. Y'all can do that for him, but y'all need to do it for y'all's clients too, because we're going to see that some things in this are not truthful. Okay. Hey, Drea, welcome. Thank you for joining. No profanity. Okay. So y'all make sure you mess up the words. Looks like they picked their lawyers from a rehab facility. So Cal said, and so Cal is a lawyer, y'all. Yep, getting sued is a give. Now Al can depot everybody alone. Now with their support group, or TD Tater, depots can stress weak people out. W hold it together. And they need to do first? They need to do that with Jax first. Bring him in first, okay? That's what they need to do. Al said he is waiting on the paperwork. Right. Okay, let me go to the next. Okay. So then, y'all, like I said, I'm gonna show some of this with child wink, all of this. Okay, so this is some of the defamatory statements that they're saying. On July 14th, you appeared on TMZ Live. See, they've been watching them. TMZ Live and spoke about events surrounding the tragic death of Nolan Wells. Speaking about the investigation into Nolan's death, you stated, I was they even put the I was first of all stunned at the fact that this young man is going out. He and 3 friends, he black, they white, and a day later his mother and them start searching for him. No one comes forward, and then they find out after 2 days that they claim his body was washed up, and they had given his cell phone and his keys to one of the 3 friends, saying he didn't want to go back from Horn Island with them. Then they said, you then stated, have they brought these 3 young men in for questioning under oath? You again left no doubt who you were referring to when you stated, how does anybody say that, oh, no, race played no role unless you know the 3 guys and the 3 guys were forthcoming? Continuing your racist vitriol, you further identified your targets, oh Lord, when you stated you got to look at the possibility of racism at different levels. 1, were any of the 3 guys racist? You later asked, have they interrogated the 3 young men? Which 3 young men? Which ones? Because he still hasn't said any names. And Warren was not even on the picture. So which 3 young men would he be referring to? Because I thought y'all said it was a lot of people out there at Horn Island. Okay, so we a little bit confused. Okay, we know how to play as well, child. There can be no doubt that you were intentionally referring to, but what you mean there was no doubt? Warren is not on the picture. So what are you talking about? Warren is not even on the picture. So we don't even know if you're talking about that picture because Warren's not in it, right? Oh, okay. There can be no doubt that you are intentionally referring to Warren Jackson Morgan as evidenced by your multiple references to Nolan's three friends, the three young men, the three guys, and to the fact that they are white. Well, what about Wyatt? Because wasn't he? I thought Nolan was on Wyatt's boat. Could he have been referring to Wyatt? I mean, wasn't Trayson? He interviewed, he said, but I guess y'all didn't consider him white, so we're going to leave him out. But it's a lot of others that went. The Simpson man went. So that could be anyone. Your remarks were intended to accuse them of infamous crimes, publicly claim them as criminal, identify them as enemies, endanger them, oh Lord, and subject them to threats, ridicule, and scorn. You clearly intended that your audience would know exactly who you were talking about, Warren Jackson Morgan. Your full defamatory statement set forth below contain lie after lie about each of the three young men. So here it says, I was first of all stunned at the fact that this young man is going out. He and three friends, they repeated the same thing. He black, they white, and a day later his mother and them start searching for him. No one comes forward, and then they find out after 2 days that they claim his body was washed up and that they had given his cell phone and his keys to one of the three friends, saying he didn't want to go back from Horn Island with them. Well, first of all, it's very, very unlikely for most 18-year-olds to ever give up their cell phone. But if you're going to stay on an island and nobody's there, other than people, tourists, or partiers, why would you want to give up your cell phone? Then, when they track the cell phone down and find out which one of the young men, had it and the keys, which they first said they didn't have, then he had to admit he did. All of his photos, text messages, everything on the phone had been erased. Now that part, I think they'll be able to find out more about that after they download the phone. So what hit me strange, one, he's missing without cell phone. Two, you lie about whether or not you had the cell phone and the keys. And three, everything's erased from the cell phone. That's too many unanswered questions for us not to say that something is amiss here. Okay. Let's see here what y'all saying. Funny how they always bring up race. Christina Elmore never have. And remember when they asked Elmore, he said that he didn't think so, so I don't even know why they would say that. The only idiot that made this into a race issue is T.D. Tater. He's going to get sued too. Watch. It is a frivolous lawsuit. They're giving I guess Reverend Al Sharpton some time before they sue. Okay, based off of this. Okay, let's go to the next. Let's see here. Okay, now this part here, because I did a video this morning, if y'all haven't seen that, because some of the statements at the bottom that they're making are not truthful. And I'm going to show y'all in a clip from Officer Tater Tot that interview, okay? It says, and in one of your closing remarks after calling for fairness and justice in response to Nolan's death, you rhetorically asked if they can do this to the brightest of us, what can they do to the rest of us? Then on August 19th, on what would have been Nolan's 19th birthday, you hosted an online vigil, ostensibly to honor his legacy. However, being that you are a megalodon-esque devourer of reputations, we're calling names much in this letter. Like, is that all necessary? Okay. You could not resist the urge to launch more attacks against Warren Jackson Morgan. There you made the following defamatory statement. He had friends in the community in Ocean Springs, and as one would do with friends, holidays you spend together. On the 4th of July this year, he and three young white male friends people he was acquainted with decided to go to Horn Island because that's where a lot of the festivities happened. Hours later, the three friends came back and he was not with them. And that is where the mystery happened. When his parents recognized he was not back at a certain time, they started calling around and they found that he had not come back with the three friends. And that's where it gets cloudy. What the friends knew, when they knew it, why they didn't hand over the cell phone right away when it was clear he was not back with them, the keys, all of that needs to be litigated. Not only were these remarks delivered in exceptionally poor taste at what was supposed to be a vigil, you knew full well that these fine young men, did not even have Nolan's phone to withhold in the first place. What? Now that's just a flat out lie. What do you mean they didn't have Nolan's phone? You also knew that Nolan did not travel alone to the island with Warren Jackson Morgan. He was with 29 other people. You dishonored Nolan by using a vigil as a platform to smear his best friends. Now, on here, I want y'all to clock this part, okay? He said he was with 29 other people. So if you have 29 plus 3, that's 30, 31, 32 people. Okay, I want y'all to keep note of that number. You dishonored Nolan by using a vigil as a platform to smear his best friends. Even worse, you singled them out in front of an entire online audience in attendance for attending the vigil. You just cannot help yourself. See, y'all, them getting on that Zoom that day, it was intentional. It was intentional. It wasn't because y'all missed Nolan. It wasn't because y'all wanted to honor him on his birthday. It seemed, in my opinion, intentional. Okay, you had a purpose in mind. And now this clearly shows it, in my opinion. Okay, clock it. All right, so then let's check out these few statements here because I want to play a snippet to show y'all they said it out of their own mouths. Okay, so it says, contrary to the multiple lies in your defamatory statements, the truth is that Warren Jackson Morgan did not touch Nolan's cell phone or keys on July 4th. What? Warren Jackson Morgan did not lie about Nolan's cell phone or keys. Warren Jackson and or Morgan did not admit to having Nolan's cell phone or keys because they never even touched his cell phone or keys on July 4th. Now, this is where I think they're trying to go with this little part, because I know y'all cannot flat out be saying none of this. Is it because y'all gonna say it was July 5th? Okay, like maybe that's where they're going with it. Maybe not on the date of the 4th because it was early morning. Because I know y'all not trying to say they did. Okay, so the only way I can see where you're trying to go with this is, no, it was the 5th. Please tell me y'all a little smarter than this, because they said it out of their own mouths, y'all. I'm trying to understand where they going with this, because I mean they flat out said it. So maybe they're gonna say, oh no, it was the 5th that they had the phone in their hand. Let's see, Taylor dissing the family of Nolan, plus saying on 10 toes and that Nolan did. Yayo is money to me. He's got evidence. His BS is all hearsay. Okay, we need proof. Right. We trying to see what was said. But what about the things Warren and Tater Tot and the gang were saying about the family? Then we'll talk about that. Grand Rising J. Paris, welcome. Right, that's Cap. It's because he disputed all of the racist narratives with actual evidence, but because y'all can't see. Oh, hi Jeremy, welcome. What racist comments is he trying to dispel? That's what we want to know, because clearly I'm gonna show proof what everything that he's saying in here. Okay, a lot of these statements, well, the boys said it out of their own mouth. So I'm just trying to see, where is he going? Is he gonna change it and say, oh, it was July 5th, that one date change? Because they said it. Can we make sure we hit that like button? Thank you so much. Okay, they're trying to blame Wyatt. Watch. That's why they said Warren didn't have the phone. Uh-oh. Hey, beautiful dreamer. Uh-oh. Shout out to beautiful dreamer for the jewels and for being a sponsor to today's live. Okay, then it says Warren, Jackson, and or Morgan did not access Nolan's phone. They did not breach Nolan's phone. They did not erase anything on Nolan's phone. They did not tamper with anything on Nolan's phone. Okay, and like many other of Nolan's friends, they did come forward contacting not only Nolan's family, but also the Coast Guard and even returned to Horn Island to search for Nolan. Warren, Jackson, or Morgan did not have any knowledge whatsoever the tragic death of Nolan Wells. What? They didn't have any knowledge. I guess to the 6th. Okay. Warren, Jackson, or Morgan did not have anything whatsoever to do with the death of Nolan Wells. Now, let me stop sharing that for a second. And let's go over here. Make sure y'all tap that like button. It is for free.
And I want to get to the phone situation of Miss Christine or Miss Wells said online, and I've seen it on the news and everything, as if she had to come and hunt you down to get this phone. Now I know, Warren, you weren't at the house, and so you weren't there when they came to get the phone and all that. So how did this happen? Because last time we talked, you said you told, and I will call her Miss Christine, you told Christine that you had Nolan's phone. Like, can you explain that to me? Because I'm confused. I don't know what's what. Did you tell her
you called Miss Christine and you told her you had Nolan's phone?
You had the phone? And when did you tell her you had the phone if you did?
Okay, so first we'll start off with, what I have to say, and then Jax, but and if Morgan has something to say, but I want to get this straight. One of the first things I told Miss Christine Wells in the first phone call that ever occurred with anything to do with Nolan Wells being gone, because I was the first person to call Miss Christine about anything. First phone call and anything to do with Nolan Wells was me making a phone call to Christine Wells. And one of the first things I said to her, with multiple witnesses here, pull up the phone call if you want. She said, oh, well, Nolan's location is...
Okay. Now, this is something that stands out in this part here, y'all, that I brought this up before. They deleted July the 4th out of the phone, all of that. Oh, and also shout out to Drea for the jewels. Thank you so much, and thank you for being a sponsor. Hey, Shelly. Hey, sis. Okay. Good morning, Queen Patrice is in the building. Welcome in. Now, notice he said, pull up the call. Y'all, I'm wondering, because he is so adamant on being the first. Like, it was also performative, like, I want to be able to state this later. Let me get my ducks in a row. That was something that a detective brought up even last night when I was watching the whole interrogation room interview with Lulu, because she came in so prepared, so having this ready and this ready. Yes, so I was the first. I called the Coast Guard first. I called Miss Christine first. Okay, so notice he said, pull up the call. I'm wondering that because they have all these things, like they have things in their back pocket, that when he called Miss Christine, did he record that phone call? Okay, I think, in my opinion, he may have recorded that phone call, y'all, because he said pull it up, and I think Officer Tater Tot, he may very well have some knowledge of it if that's true. I don't put anything, okay, because I'm seeing how they're moving, y'all, on some of this. Don't call her by her first name like they know her. Yes, exactly. Okay, I'm so tired of Tatum. I'm just absolutely repulsed by the sound of his voice. A lot of people said that. Grand Rising, Sonya, welcome. I haven't seen one piece of evidence. Right, I'm trying to find the evidence up in here. Thank you, SoCal, because hey, you an attorney. I'm going to let you say it. So I'm going to call her Miss Christine. Yes, okay. A narcissistic, sociopathic liar. So I'm gonna rewind that part, just that little snippet, and I want y'all to hear when he says, "Pull up the car."
Occurred with anything to do with Nolan Wells being gone, because I was the first person to call Miss Christine about anything. First phone call and anything to do with Nolan Wells was me making a phone call to Christine Wells. And one of the first things I said to her, with multiple witnesses here, pull up the phone call if you want. She said, "Oh, well, Nolan's location is with y'all at, where the house we were at." And I was like, "Well, no, he left his phone with us." I told her this. She knew for a fact that we had his phone, and she knew that I told her, yeah, he left it on.
So my thing is, you're saying it after she tracked where it was. And you're also saying it, in my opinion, that he left it with y'all. Okay, so why again are we putting in a letter that y'all were not in possession or have Nolan's phone? You're making it like Nolan gave it to you. Okay, and you did share that after the fact. I wish Christine had not said that, y'all. And I'm curious to know if he would have admitted that they had the phone first. Okay, because now he can say, "Oh, I did tell her," but she had tracked it there. Okay, shout out to Patrice for the super sticker and for you being a sponsor. Good morning, T Lady Boogie is in the building as well. Thank you so much. Hey, Bro J. Grand Rising, thank you so much. He waiting for her to tell him it's his phone. Okay. Then he uncrossed his arms like you aligned. Yeah, with y'all at Who House. Come on now. Okay, shout out to Irma for the super chat and for being a sponsor. She said the devil is a lie and the truth ain't in him. Okay, clock it. Salute, Juquetta. Thank you so much. Hey, Donna, good morning. Welcome everyone coming on in. I read Al Sharpton's response and I said he getting ready to rumble. Oh, it's about to get interesting. Okay, this thing here is about to get interesting. Look how this boy crossed his arms when he said, "I was the first." Exactly. Okay, shout out to a beautiful dreamer for the jewels in Island. Okay, thank you so much, and thank you for being a sponsor. Also, shout out to Patrice again for the super chat. She said, "Thank you, Queen, for standing on these devils." Okay, I'm telling y'all, we just gonna go through it and clock it. Like, seriously, enough is enough.
The boat with us, like a bunch of people did. And so I want to make that very clear that I told Miss Christine there was no reason to hide anything. There was no issue regarding the cell phone. She could have came and picked it up, but instead she sent one of her friends to come pick it up, and that's where these things start to get twisted. But no, there was never an issue with the phone. I told Miss Christine, one of the first things I told her was, we have Nolan's phone, and that's where that ends. There was no issues with the phone or the keys. So I wanted to make that clear.
So was the keys on the boat with the phone?
No, the keys were
They're at my house.
at Jax's house because we all stayed there the night before. I'm sure if I would have left my truck at Jax's house, I would have left my keys there too.
So the keys were at Jax's house, and you just put in there the keys were never in their possession. They were at his house. He just admitted that.
That's just one more thing to think about on the boat.
If I don't have my car or my truck, then why would I bring my keys on the boat? So there's just no point of bringing it, because if I lose them, then just more stuff to bring that on.
Yeah.
Very excited.
So I want you guys to explain this phone thing. I think Warren already addressed the fact that he told Christine that he had the phone in his possession. So, the whole Life 360 thing is not adding up as far as what you're saying to me compared to what they're saying. Now, how did whoever came and get the phone, how did they get in touch with you guys, and how did they get the phone back?
So I got a call from a kid we went to high school with. He called me just asking me questions. He saw people posting on Snapchat, like the picture that was circulating. And he called and he was asking questions. He was like, "Where's Nolan? When's the last time y'all seen him?" And then he was like, "So where are y'all at?" And I told him, I said, "We're at Jax's house." And then Warren got on the phone, and I don't know.
So they come to my house, right?
And they kind of
hold on before we get there. Was it confrontational or was it just
most
trying to
definitely.
find?
Most
It was confrontational
Yeah,
already.
wouldn't y'all agree?
Yeah, he was
110%.
he was very
confrontational.
And when did this
hostile.
happen?
Yeah,
Was
really
this on the
hostile.
night of the 4th or the next
this
day?
was the night when This was before they came and got the phone.
So this is the night of the 4th, yes.
So you had already spoke to Christine,
correct.
and then you get a call.
And we having them on here saying it was the night of the what? It was the night of the what? The 4th. What y'all just put in there. Okay, y'all said on the 4th, they didn't have no keys, no phone. They're admitting on video it was the night of the what? The 4th. Okay, so don't try to change it and say, oh, no. It was the 5th. Well, then they should have said the 5th. Okay, they should have said the 5th then. If it was early morning. So see how this gonna bite them in the butt? Y'all should have went through, y'all looking at everybody else stuff, TMZ Live. Okay, the Black National, what is it? The Black National Association of Journalists. Okay, y'all looking at their stuff. Y'all should have been looking at Officer Tater Tot's interview and combing through it before you type up these sentences that they're clearly stating on the night of the 4th. This is their own words. So I'm not even an attorney. And if I can comb through it, imagine what Reverend Al Sharpton's attorneys are going to do. Child Bob.
It was hostile.
Yeah, and then Morgan handed the phone over to me. I was like, oh, let me talk to him because I knew the guy. And I was just like, hey, like, he was like, where y'all at? Where y'all at? I was like, we're at Jackson's house. You know, it's like calm down. And then he hung up on me and then.
Okay, so they pull up to my house. And at this point, I'm kind of freaking out. We're all trying to put our heads together on where Nolan is. And I kind of like isolate myself in my room, just kind of getting a ball and just.
And that's the choice of words right there. We're trying to put our heads together on where Nolan is. Well, I thought y'all, for one, thought y'all left him on the island with Katie. So now y'all got to put y'all heads together to figure out where he is. What? Why y'all gotta sit and get it together? Y'all ain't supposed to know, right? So what that mean? Okay, this is where he gets caught in the lie. He said in the beginning he was not at the house. Exactly, Des D. Okay, you know they're watching and listening, right? I don't care. Hey, this their words. Okay, I'm trying to figure out if I didn't know what my friend was, what I'm gonna sit put my head together for. I thought we already said he was on the island. So what we thinking about it for right now? We don't know, right? Oh, okay.
Just lose it kind of basically for a few hours. And they just walk into my house, you know, and I hear all this commotion going on in my living room, and I'm just like, what in the world is going on? So I walk out there. There's probably like 10, 15 people in my house I don't even know. And they're all up in our faces, going crazy, asking where Nolan is, and we don't know. And finally, they get into Wyatt's face, and they're like, "Where's your boat? Where's the boat at?"
Demanding his address.
Demanding his address and stuff like that. And he finally ends up giving it to him. And then let me go ahead and state that while they're there, we give them the phone. They have the phone at this point. Then they get the address to his house. Then they go to his house. And they're searching all over his boat, what I heard and stuff like that. Well, anyways, I don't really know much about that. But they come back to my house at around 1 o'clock in the morning. And it's his dad this time. And his dad's being really respectable, really, really nice to me and stuff like that. And as long as another friend of theirs. And he's asking me, like, where are the keys at? I don't even know where Nolan's keys are at in my house. You know how hard it is to find a set of keys in a house and you don't even know where to start? It's pretty hard. So I start scrambling around my house looking. There's stuff everywhere. Keep in mind, all these people stayed the night at my house before. I'm looking through everything. I can't find the keys. I run back to his father or stepfather. And I was like, I don't know where the keys are.
and the guy standing next to him's texting somebody. I guess I was at my house, and he said that they're on the Xbox. So I run in, I see him on the Xbox, grab him off the Xbox, and I go and hand it to him. It's plain and simple. Didn't even take 30 seconds.
No trouble.
No trouble at all.
Okay, so at some point your hands touched the keys, right? And you just admitted that you handed Nolan's keys to his father. So yes, they were in your possession at your house. You touched them. So we can't have blanket statements saying that they never touched. Let me go back to the words that they use. Warren, Jax, and or Morgan did not touch Nolan's cell phone or keys on July 4th. That's not true. They're saying it right here. Okay? They're saying it right here. They did not admit to having Nolan's cell phone or keys because they never even touched his cell phone or keys on July 4th. That's not true. They just admitted that on here during the interview.
So
this narrative that they're pushing that there was any argument over the phone or the keys is completely false. Like, let's get that clear.
yeah.
Okay.
So they just kind of hang around my house, taking pictures of all the cars' license plate in the driveway, stuff like that. And so
When you say they, how
so
many
I'm
people
gonna
are here
pause
this
it.
time?
So
Like-
he's admitted to what I wanted him to admit to. Exhibit A. All right, so let's go now. We're going to go back. Now, someone just said something, TB just said something that is a very interesting point. For them to want to search the boat, they already knew something. They came over there with a lot of heat, y'all. I think they knew those kids talk, and I think they had a feeling that something was not right after they had all left. Okay, so they're wondering now what's going on. Did they see Nolan on that boat or get on that boat? Because now, why all of a sudden they wanted to come and search the boat and all of that? Yet why you left out how hostile a buddy was towards Miss Christine's friend. Okay, they left that part out. Well, we know now that Miss Christine worked a cell phone company. She knew about phones. Exactly. Clock it. I really should look up that Life 360 because that does that mean mom can tap into the phone like a cop? I don't know. Welcome. Is it Taja T. Callie? Welcome. Grand rising to you. Hey, Shawana. And if you gave them over so easy, why call the police? Well, probably because they hadn't. Probably because they hadn't left time. They were out there taking pictures of the license plates, and Jax act like he's so scared he didn't know what to do. Okay, trying to throw shade, Jay Paris. That's what he was trying to do. I picked up on that. Maybe the lawyer should have looked at the interview. Yeah, I thought he was there. Okay, this is why you should not lie. Is really to keep up with all of. It's hard to keep up with all of those lies. They locking themselves up. They too stupid to realize it. Okay. Hey, HGY, how are you? Okay, she sound like being late. All right, so let me pull up the next page. And y'all, we're going through the, this is a pre-suit demand that was sent to Reverend Al Sharpton. I don't know if he's received it yet, but since they coming for Reverend Al Sharpton, guess what? We just gonna clock the lies, okay? We know he has some great attorneys that will do this as well. Hey, we can do it too, okay? Hey, Kira Michelle, welcome. Thank you for tapping in, sis. Shout out to T-Lady Boogie for gifting a membership. I'm not sure who it went to, but welcome to the Open Book members. Let's see here. They are going to try and say she done something to the phone. Now they know she used to work for the phone company. Oh, Irma, don't give them no ideas, girl, okay? Now, we might can think like that, but don't give it to them. Zap yourself. Okay, then that be in here, tap in. Hey, y'all, say that she did something because she used to work for the phone company. If we hear that, we're going to know they were in the bushes and they trying to use your idea. Okay, don't give them no ideas, okay? All right, so it says, you falsely accused these three completely innocent. Completely, that sounds just like y'all president. Completely innocent young men of extremely serious wrongdoing that constitutes multiple felonies. Wait a minute. That constitutes many felonies under Mississippi law, including but not limited to murder, hindering prosecution in the first degree, and tampering with physical evidence, exacerbating your false accusations. It appears that you have conducted no case investigation, including inexcusably failing to visit Horn Island even once. Wait a minute. They trying to say Reverend Al already admitted he didn't know what Horn Island was. Now they're trying to use that against the Rev. You ain't even been out here. We done took pictures showing we went out there. Warren took us out there. Tater Tot has gone twice, and you haven't gone once. You know they want to brag about that, okay? Reverend Al, you shouldn't have admitted it, okay? I didn't either, but look, I looked it up, okay? He said, I don't even know Horn Island. Okay, I've been listening to the questions they've been asking in the other rooms. That's why I mentioned it. Oh, got you. Okay. Shout out to Patrice. She said, did I miss you talking about Christine subpoenas? Yes, we talked about that. Was it Friday, y'all? I think, no, yesterday was Friday. Thursday. Yes, because we had said that, that Wednesday we brought up the whole CTO thing and the connections. I said, well, okay, baby, it's almost like we had some inside information because lo and behold, the subpoenas came the day after we did that live. Okay, so yeah, we did talk about that one evening. I thought they were at Ava's house for the party. When did they leave there? It's a lot of unaccounted for time, y'all. I'm glad you said that, the Queen's Den. There's a lot of unaccounted time. If you think about it, if they left at 4:31, right? And then we got all of this taking place around midnight, early July 5th, early morning. Well, what happened in between? That's a big gap in time. That's like 6-7 hours. Where were y'all? Okay, so when were we going all over Fort Bio? And when did y'all go to the party? When did y'all leave the party? All of that. Okay. Welcome, Danielle. Thank you for tapping in. Yeah, you have missed that, y'all. You got to go back. You best believe Al Sharpton is ready to hear the discovery information. Exactly. Okay. So, y'all, I'm telling you, they have been all over the place that day. They're not saying that part. Then it said, oh, he's going to give some of the timeline in here. Okay. So then it says, nonetheless, emboldened by decades of unaccountability, you consider yourself untouchable. With the green light to peddle your abhorrent and damaging lies as you stand atop the gilded soapbox, which you have fashioned into a throne. All kind of shade. Your evidence-free modus operandi, child, ain't no lawyer, is most reminiscent of the carnival barkers, elixir salesmen, and hucksters who preyed upon the gullible and naive at America's 19th century county fairs. Child, y'all done took it back. I can't even say half of these words. Who gave them this to put in here? Because, child, what? Yet even these carnival barkers, elixir salesmen, and hucksters would find your uniquely potent snake venom too much to stomach. You are a human circus. They call Reverend Al Sharpton a human circus? Oh my God. What? Now, all this name calling, this is uncalled for. Okay, it's uncalled for. I can't wait. Oh, I cannot wait for them to do the comeback to all of this. Now, then it says this is their factual background. Okay, so the facts as they pertain to Warren Jackson Morgan are straightforward. They arrived on the island at approximately 10:50 a.m. on July 4th as part of a large mixed race and tight-knit Ocean Springs friend group traveling together with others in 3 boats. Okay, so they are a large mixed race. Okay, they want to make sure it wasn't just the white folks. Okay, mixed race of people. How many blacks though? Because I'm still trying to understand. I wish he would have broken that down because Trayston didn't go with them. Did Javon go with them? Because in that case, Nolan would have been the only black. I haven't heard. Have y'all heard of any other friends that were black that went with this group? Y'all let me know in the chat if y'all have heard of another black person that was there. Because see, Javon, I'm still wondering if he was a part of this group. Because I'm hearing he went out with somebody else too. Okay, so I don't know. He tried to be the Wells new lawyer epic fail. Okay. This is a cool app, man. I'm interested. They have thousands to handle this private investigation on their plan. The Dixie Boys language. Is that what it is? Because girl, I'm gonna have to look all those words up. The nerve of those uncivilized mutts. They are all some pumpkin spice, not pumpkin spice mutts, okay? The UDMK are telling everybody to shut the F up or else. Shout out to Patrice for the super sticker and for being a sponsor. They arrived on the island at 11:14 a.m., sir. We take notes here, clock it. Okay? Don't play on Phenomenal Scorpio's top. She has a whole notebook. Okay? So the time, they're going to have to go back and fix this because the times look to be off. Okay? So then it says Nolan was aboard the Triton with 8 other friends. Clock that, y'all. He's saying that there were 9 people on the Triton going out there. I hadn't heard 9 before. Okay. Morgan was on the Palm Beach. So now we're hearing that Morgan, because I never knew who took the Palm Beach out. Because remember, Warren never stated who was on that Palm Beach. Morgan was on the Palm Beach with 3 other friends. So that's the 4 right there. Okay. So we got 9. Y'all keep up. 9 on the Triton. We got 4 on the Palm Beach. Then it says Warren and Jax were on the tide line with 15 other friends. Okay. So that means you got 15 plus 2. That's 17. Okay. So somebody put in the chat the total number of people within that group. At no time on the way out to the island were Warren, Jax, or Morgan on the same boat with Nolan. Okay. Now this is going out there. Okay. This is going out there. All right. Let's see what y'all got. So what's the total? Because I told y'all to keep up with a number earlier on in the beginning of how many he said went. I bet Phenomenal got it already. Okay. Because y'all, these numbers not numbering. Okay. Who all went on this trip? We're trying to keep up with the numbers, and it seems like we losing people. Okay. Okay, so 9 on the Titanic. You mean the Titan? Okay, yep. Okay, so let's go over that part again. So he's saying there were 9 on the Triton. There were 4 on the Palm Beach. Okay. And then we got 15, wait, how many did he say? 15, 16, 17 on the tide line. So that is a number of 30, okay? But y'all, remember in the beginning, let's go back. Hold on. Was this the page? I think it was the first page. Okay, I think this was the one. Was this the one, y'all? Give me 1 second, because I told y'all to write a number down. I think, did we say 32? I'm gonna have to go back. Talk. For those of you who are coming in, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank y'all for hitting that like button. It is for free. Because I said the number's not adding up. let's see, I believe he said okay, here it is. He was with 29 other people. So it says, you also knew that Nolan did not travel alone to the island with Warren, Jax, and Morgan. So that's 4 plus 29 other people. Okay, so he put on this page here, this is in the paragraph in the middle, he put here that there are actually more people than what he's accounting for on this page, y'all. So even his numbers are not adding up. Okay, the numbers on here are not adding up. All right, so right, 32 in the beginning, okay, but 30 now, Irma. Okay, so where are the other 2 people? So if you're going to put, thank you, Sheila, welcome. If you're going to put numbers in this document, you need to make sure the numbers are adding up. It's not adding up. So where are the other 2 people? Who did they ride with? Okay, because that's what you're putting in the beginning. So see, we're looking through this. We're looking through this. We're keeping count of the numbers. They're not adding up. Grand Rising Scorpio, please listen to what Dr. Umar said in his video. He talks with the truth. Oh, yeah, we looked at that, Paul. I don't know if you missed that live. Yes, he did. I said the Titanic because they said the boat. Wait a minute. Inspiration said she knew what she said. Not the Titanic because they said they were sinking in 31 feet of water. Okay, yeah, it's 30. But in the beginning, he said 32. Yeah, the numbers are not adding up. That was my whole point. They're not adding up, sir. You need to go back and do your math. Okay. Now, y'all, check this out. Now, this is where I think they're about to start throwing shade. Remember, I did a video and I said that this girl, there was a content creator, okay? And she said, is it going to come down to the Simpson man and Warren, their groups, a divide, okay? Now, we hadn't seen these pictures before, some of these photos. Some we have, but some of these we haven't. So notice here, okay? It says, further, none of these boats are owned by Warren, Jax, or Morgan, nor by their families. The boating party consisted of 30 individuals in total. But notice he's saying 30 in total here. But then when you go back to that other page, that's more than 30 because you have 29 other people plus 3. That's already over 30. And you're not even including Nolan. Okay? So y'all see how the number's not matching? But right here, he's also putting out there 30 individuals in total. Which one is true? The below picture illustrates that this was a large group that went with them to Horn Island. This the Simpson man's boat, and they are at a boat launch. Now notice in this picture though, y'all, look at this. We see a lot of what? Females, okay? We see a lot of females, child. It looks like a whole lot of them with possibly four or 5 guys. Now, we can't see everyone's faces, but who are all these characters? And who taking the photo? I want to know who taking the photo, child. Okay, because I think they were trying to keep some evidence too, because it looks like he looking at the camera like, what you doing? Yeah, the number's not matching. Okay. Hi, D'Angelo, welcome. So we have this large group of people at a whole boat dock that we haven't seen before. I don't know whose place this is, but they're getting on the Simpson man's boat, okay? Then it says, at the time Nolan was last seen on the island by anyone in the boat party, there were approximately 2,000 people there enjoying Independence Day. Below are 2 pictures showing the sheer amount of people on the island just in the far northwest portion. Now, we've seen this top picture right here before, but then I guess they're in the water right here with their boat. kind of showing some of the other boats. There were rows and rows of boats. There were thousands. There were hundreds. There were hundreds and there were thousands of other people, as they like to say it, right? So here's a different photo I have not seen before either, okay? I don't know why they were out here just snapping just random pictures of all the boats, child. But they have all these pictures that they're now trying to share. I feel it's going to backfire on the housewives of not the housewives of Mississippi, okay? Snow bunnies everywhere. Wait a minute. Dr. Umar gonna have a ball with that one, okay? Darn it, Bart, okay? I'm more interested with the max of people on Palm Beach was allowed, because 17 is a lot of people. On the Palm Beach, it was Morgan and 3 other guys on that one. When Mama can officially share this app, the timeline is busted. Right, that's a good point. Because see, she's subpoenaed to have those records as well, from like the Life 360, all of those, okay? Now, let's take a look at this next one. So then it says, Nolan and his friends, they spent their time on the island. They forgot the horn part. On islands, socializing and drinking alcohol. And that was dumb to even put that in there, because your friends here, they are underage. Okay, they are underage. Yes, the third boat. Okay, so then it says, at no time while Warren, Jackson, Morgan were on the island were they alone with Nolan. By all accounts, while Warren, Jackson, Morgan were on the island, Nolan was at no point in time alone. How do they know? Nolan was never in distress, hurt, or injured, or in any physical danger in the slightest, while Warren, Jackson, Morgan were there. Wait, what? Well, was he ever when they weren't there? See, when you are strategic in how you word things, I try to read between the lines. Did you mean something else without saying it? Okay. He's trying to make sure they're in the clear right there. Nolan, just like most everyone on the island, did not have his phone in his pocket the entire day. Just the opposite. On the island, it is normal to store your cell phone and electronics on the boat so that it will not be damaged by the salt water. Further, the water is so murky that if a phone is dropped, it is almost impossible to retrieve it. While Warren, Jackson, Morgan were there, Nolan seemed in good spirits and enjoying Independence Day. Below are pictures of Nolan amidst a large group of young people at approximately 1:55 p.m. Okay, and here's the infamous picture. Remember, they have Nolan in the little water right there. And even in this photo, y'all, Nolan looks like he's peeping something out. Okay. He doesn't look like he's just sitting there chilling, laughing, and enjoying. Like, what he looking like what's going on. Now, I don't know if whoever was taking this photo, okay, that was trying to capture him, I don't know. Or they were just doing a general photo. But look at the look on his face is similar to the look on his face in that pool picture. Okay, like what was he directly looking at? And I know it's hard because he has the sunglasses for us to really see that. Mama had a mirrored copy and can view the info remotely. Yes, she can. This channel is the best to tell a friend and tell a friend to tell a friend. Open Book is one of the best. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let's see. I'm confused because if this was planned, who boat they were supposed to take at first? Now that's true of Mama Magazine. That's a good point because he asked the Simpson man to bring out his boat. Well, whose boat were they supposed to take in the first place? That's a good point. Nolan was at no point of return. I feel like when Nolan's phone is examined, this is when Crump and his team will really be able to get more things rolling. That's what I've been saying too, MJ. I think a lot is in that phone. And I don't know if they had a chance this past week to download the data, because I think there was a window between the 18th and the 21st. Yesterday was the 21st, so I don't know. How they know they wasn't around Nolan all day. I thought Warren hardly seen Nolan. Thank you, Mama Magazine. Bring his words back. Okay. He said, I wasn't paying attention to just any one particular person. I wasn't really with Nolan all day. Thank you. Okay. Clock it. Some people don't know how to shut up. Exactly. They need to make a plea deal. They know they saw an unaliving. So if nobody uses their phone, then who is taking these pics? That part. I want to know that too. And it seemed, y'all, very strategic, because y'all have these random photos that y'all are sharing right now. Okay. There's something on that phone they wanted. Yes. Hey, Fat Even, welcome. Okay. Let's continue. All right, so then it says at approximately 3 p.m., Warren saw Nolan alive and Will waiting in the water with the young woman, holding each other. Nolan appeared happy and enjoying himself with the young woman who he spent much of the day with. But I thought you didn't see him a lot, Warren. Okay, I thought you weren't paying attention. As you well knew when you made your defamatory statements, or should have known had you cared about the truth. Warren Jackson Morgan then left Horn Island with a large group of friends, 27 in the boating party in total. So we done lost 3 people. Wait a minute, and we want to go with the first number. We lost even more so. Okay. So what happened to the other people, Harpo? Okay, because my thing is that, I guess this is what they're going to say. Oh, well, some of the people decided to come back in on another boat. At approximately 4:28, all while Nolan was alive and well. The 4:28 departure is also confirmed by numerous witnesses who can also confirm that Nolan decided to remain on the island and did not leave with Warren Jackson Morgan. Nolan did not retrieve his phone from the boat. The Palm Beach carrying 3 individuals, including Morgan. Okay, so we lost one person on the Palm Beach. Okay, they lost somebody who came with them, did not ride back with them. The Palm Beach left first. The Triton carrying 8 individuals. We lost one person. Oh, is this where we're supposed to say Nolan? Oh, okay. The Triton now has 8, but I thought when Wyatt contacted Cito, Wyatt said 7. But we heard someone else in the background count 8. Come on now. So we done lost a person, and Wyatt is yet caught in another lie. If y'all don't believe it, we done listen to it on the Cito call. And for the purposes of these people, these attorneys that's suing, y'all need to go back and listen to the Cito call. He said 7. Okay, so in your paperwork, though, it's not matching. It's not matching. We're losing people coming back. We're losing people. Right, come on, Mama Magazine. We losing folks. 32, 30, 27. We sounding like Mike Epps in that movie. 54, 35, 12. Dun, 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 dun. That's what y'all throwing out here. Y'all up here throwing out just numbers. Okay, the tension with Nolan and the little bros started the night before. That's why we never hear his name. He was angry. Nolan was a forgiving man, right? Is that know everything and know where the keys are, right? Hey, Scorpio, and shout out to Scorpio for the jewels. Thank you so much, and thank you to Irma as well. Thank you, ladies, for being sponsors today. Where are the other boats? GPS coordinates? Okay, come on now. Okay, Eldana keeping up. Right, girl, 29, 54. Dun, 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 dun. 13 too. Okay, let me get serious. Okay, so the Triton carrying 8 individuals. We done lost somebody. Now the Tide Line carrying 16 individuals now, including Jax and Warren, departed shortly thereafter. Nolan was not one of the 27 members of the return voting party. However, the departure was not without complication. One of the boats, the Triton, was taking on water due to a defective bilge pump. Multiple people told Nolan to get on the boat, but he wanted to stay on the island with a young woman he was spending the day with. Nolan chose of his own free will and accord to stay on the island and return home later. He was not the only friend to stay later than the larger group. Oh, so it was some other people from the boat group that rode down together that stayed behind with Nolan, allegedly. But how do they explain in the Ceto call us hearing them calling out Nolan's name and asking, is he dead, and so forth? I don't see any reference to that call or Nolan's name on that boat. You see what I'm saying? Like, where does that come into play with this story? Due to the danger of the Triton sinking, the group unanchored the boat and slowly moved away from the island while trying to get assistance. Y'all should have just stayed there to get assistance. Why go out into the water to try to get assistance? Okay. At approximately 4:48, a member of the group called Ceto due to the bilge pump issue. Below is a picture taken of that individual while on the phone with Ceto at 4:48. 4:48? I thought it was 4:31. Okay, on July 4th, just off the shore of the island. So we have the infamous picture we've been seeing. Child, they done a whole screenshot. Outgoing call, canceled call. Okay, and then y'all notice it said that the Ceto call, though, is 10 minutes. That was not 10 minutes. Okay, that Ceto call was not 10 minutes. And y'all hung up. How come y'all hung up on poor Vicky? Now, Vicky might be in trouble, okay, because y'all done hung up. I don't know if she sent help for y'all or not, because now they're going to look into all of that. Oh, you see my comment about what Warren said, it doesn't add up with this story. Okay, let me go back, because y'all, I'm on another screen, so I may miss something. Let's see. Oh, okay. Did Warren say the Simpson man jumped on and pulled the plug, and he was in the picture on that same boat? The lies. Oh, yeah. And he is not in this picture. Yes. Okay. You right about that. Let's see. The MDMR report that I have shows that one boat had waypoints and the other one had waypoints and something else. And only one boat GPS data and waypoints were shared. Yes, you're correct. Because people were like, how come y'all not getting it for the other two boats? All boats on the island should have to submit their GPS coordinates between 11 and 7 p.m. So easy. Yes, I agree. Right, exactly, Des D. So you telling us everybody, like all of the boats, some people from all these boats decided to stay behind. Y'all numbers just dropped. Okay. Hey, Tracy, welcome. The people who spent the night on the island say they didn't see Nolan. Okay. Did you hear it was possible they had Nolan on that boat on the side with life preservers covering him up? Oh, but y'all, in here, they have some more pictures. Y'all know we've been talking about that too much. They show more of the interior of the boat. Y'all see how this works? They've been watching to see what everyone is saying. So then notice they're bringing in more proof to try to dispel the rumors and what folks have been saying. So that means they would need a whole empty boat for them to get back the clowns. Okay. If there were 27 people, why did Wyoming kicker only give 20 names? So Cal, clock it. Okay, we got the attorney in the house. She said, so if there were that many people, 27 folks, okay, did the Simpson man leave off certain people? Was it unintentionally or intentionally? Okay. Oh, yeah, they refused to address that Ceto call. Wait a minute. That part, no number adds up. We all confused now. Girl, look, and I called Cito yesterday, y'all. I had to hurry up and hang up, y'all. They didn't give me the whole time like they gave them that day. They do have the whole music, but baby, that lady answered faster than Vicky. I was like, oh Lord, they may try to send help. Let me hang up. I was gonna ask her, does Vicky still work there? To get in trouble though. These owners of these boats were probably not even looked at. What type of investigation are they doing? Okay, shout out to Caramel Shell for being a sponsor. Look at the Cito call, OB. It said, okay, let me look. I done got off track, y'all. So be looking at these receipts. I'm looking at y'all comments because y'all know when I'm on two screens, I'm getting behind. It's a video of a woman that lives on her boat. Oh, yeah. I saw that. They probably members. They probably got a membership. Okay, now let me go over here and look at these receipts. So, well, you know what, sis? I think that's the screenshot time, the 7:26. But if you look at the bottom, it shows July 4th, outgoing call at 4:48. I thought if they had did all that at 4:31. But it said 10 minutes. Then it says 4:48, a cancel call. Now, I don't know why, because wouldn't that show up on the same call if you canceled it? Why is there see this one when people start doing it looks like some of y'all just typed up, okay? Because why it's not gonna show a cancel call. Because if you were on it and disconnected, that's a part of that whole outgoing call. And it wasn't 10 minutes. Okay? It wasn't 10 minutes. So then it says Cito ended up not towing the Triton, but instead the group decided that the tide line would be best suited to tow it. So notice here, y'all, we got some new photos. Okay? Now remember, in the other photo, they show Warren with the rope. And she sounds still Catholic. They show Warren with the boat, the rope, trying to look like he's doing something, right? Well, here, I guess another person on the Simpson man's boat back taking pictures of the whole rope coming from that boat, and I guess to their boat. Then here's a picture of a girl. We can't see her face. They didn't cropped out her face, but supposedly this girl was in the photo. And the boats all together is in the background. Okay. Oh, so you're thinking it's in reverse, that the first call to Cito was canceled, possibly, and then they called back. Is that what you're saying? Maybe they're in reverse order, possibly. Okay. I grew up in San Diego. Grew up on the beach, swimming, water skiing. Beach people are cool. Maybe not Mississippi, but you have a bilge issue. Half of them boaters would have helped. Exactly. Because they're like a boating family. Remember, that's what he said. Warren's job is to look busy. Not to look busy. Okay. So the first call to Cito was canceled. Then the second call within 1 minute was made. Oh, let me look at that again. Okay, maybe it's in reverse. Okay, thank y'all for highlighting that. So let's take a look. So y'all are saying that the first one at the bottom could have been a cancel call first. Then they called back, and that's when they were supposedly on the phone for 10 minutes. Is that what y'all saying? I wonder why I would show it in I guess, yeah, maybe it's showing in reverse if you do one before the other. But this photo, y'all, at the bottom right, this is interesting. Okay. Like, I mean, what was the point of this? Like a girl, it's looking like a girl was taking a photo, but it's strategically also put on the boats in the background. Okay, Irma, let me see. Oh, hey, Tara. She said, I'm late. Okay. Irma said, what if they use Nolan's phone to record what they allegedly did to him on the boat? not knowing mom had Life 360, so that prevented them from totally getting rid of evidence, so it's not in theirs. I don't know, but why would they record with his phone? You see what I'm saying? If that were the case, you see? Okay, so the newest at the top. Got you. Okay, that's what y'all saying. I believe this is why they want the phone so bad. Oh, okay. I see what y'all are saying. So now, with that being said, why do y'all think they canceled that first call? That's interesting. Shout out to Sneakers. Thank you so much. And thank you for being a sponsor. Note, let's revisit a pic. Why were all of those life jackets piled up? Was Nolan under the life jackets? Okay. That part. And I've seen that too. They think we haven't pulled up a picture of what a boat looks like sinking. Right. So this was taken from somebody else's boat. Whose boat was this? That's what I want to know. I've never seen this particular photo before. Hold on one second. Let's see. The Simpson man did it. I'm not scared to say it. He was involved with his cronies. Kate knows what happened. Uh-oh. Paul said he's not afraid. And how they gonna come? Paul said, I'm all the way in England. Okay. How are they so far away? Yes. Camera Michelle, this picture, I don't know. Something's off with this photo. Yes, I definitely missed that until I saw it on Big Kish with the life jackets. I would have claimed he went missing when he got to his car and moved that at night with the lights off. Yes, Mama Magazine, I did. I had to press number 1 to get to Cito help to come out and help me, and then number 2 was for member services. So I had pressed 1 and the music came on, y'all, that we heard on the real call. And y'all, I'm about to listen to see what else. And the lady came on, hello, I said, oh Lord. And I got nervous and hung up. I didn't have my questions ready. I need to have me some questions. If the boat was sinking, why did Vicky ask if the boat was grounded? Exactly. Hey, Sheila, Detective Sheila is in the building. Thank you again, Patrice. If they were supposedly sinking that chicken, that peppermint swimsuit is too relaxed. Okay, now we need to know who that is as well. Okay, who is she? Because she's popping up and I can't really see all of them were very careful on showing their faces. Okay, she does look young on this photo right here. And then we see the other girl right there with the turquoise the little bikini swimsuit. Okay, she's right there. So notice they either have on caps. All these got caps on right here, and you cannot see their faces. Why is that? Why everybody got a cap on? Okay. Why? What's up with the caps and we can't see your faces? So if there is an open investigation, why has a TD Tater with absolutely no legal authority been arrested for interfering with an investigation? Oh, okay. That's a very good question. Shout out to my sis, Shelly Shells. Thank you so much, sis, for being a sponsor today. Okay, so they could have been on the whole call for 10 minutes. Yeah, but when we get done, I'm going to go to the Cito call. I don't believe that call was 10 minutes. Or did maybe they're talking about from when she was over talking to the captain too. I'm going to have to see the complete time of that. I didn't think that was all a whole 10 minutes. Shout out to Sonia for the super, for being a sponsor as well. Okay, yes, they were, OB. Yeah, it looks like they're taking this, like posing for it. Okay, let's look at the next one. 1 second. Okay, so this one says it took approximately an hour and a half to return to the mainland with the tide line towing the trike due to this mechanical issue. But I thought that they had let them go. I thought they let it go once they got the water, out. Now notice here, y'all, they're showing more on the inside of the boat. They sick of y'all saying that Nolan's body was in the boat. Okay. They said, let's go ahead and show them what was inside the boat. So it says halfway home, the motor of the Triton was able to trim down, electrical equipment regained function, and the group was able to remove the plug on the boat so that excess water would expel out of the back of the boat when it gained enough speed. At approximately 6:01 p.m., the group of 3 returning boats docked back on the mainland. Nolan was not on any of these 3 boats. Between the Triton and the Tide Line, there were 24 occupants and thus 24 witnesses. See, that still doesn't match the Simpson man's potential witnesses either. He said 20. Okay. None of these 24 individuals saw Nolan in either boat because Nolan was not in either boat. Every one of these witnesses have spoken to authorities and verified that Nolan Wells was not on any of the subject 3 boats when they returned to the mainland. As you can clearly see, Al, Nolan is not in the boats. But wait, the Palm Beach, what if the Palm Beach go? Y'all said the Palm Beach got out of there early. Okay. So here's some pictures. There's that girl over there in the little bathing suit, the turquoise bathing suit also. Okay. Here's some other photos of them. Some of these we've seen. This one right here, bottom left. We've seen that one before. Okay, right. 32, 30, 29, 24, 20. Dun, 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 dun. Girl, make sure y'all tap that like button. It is for free. Okay. Let's see what else. All right. So then it goes on to say, later that night, the friend group became alarmed. Oh, alarmed and concerned. Uh-oh, what am I doing? Talking. Y'all, I didn't hit my... Give me 1 second. Oh my gosh, how did I do this? Y'all, give me 1 second. I gotta pull this back up. Hold on 1 second. I went off the screen thing. And give me 1 minute. Okay, my bad. Okay, let me share it again. I had clicked the wrong button. All right, so hey Barbara, welcome. Welcome everyone coming on in case I missed y'all. I'm on a different screen, so I may miss some of the comments in the meantime. Okay, so it says later that night. Let me make it bigger on this screen. Clarinetta said it's a video floating around and allegedly a YT man was coming on the photo saying that they covered. Oh, I saw that Clarinetta. I think he was being sarcastic because he was saying there was so many theories out here. So I think, you know, he watches and talks about the Nolan Wells thing. But I think he was just being very sarcastic, seeing people just saying all kind of stuff about what has happened. And so he just started going through a long, because at first when I heard it, I said, wait, who is this man? Did he know something? Okay. Yeah, why are they trying to convince us? Right. Okay, that's what I want to know. I'm just trying to understand. Okay. Now it says that later that night the friend group became alarmed and concerned when they realized none of them had heard from Nolan. But why would Nolan call you? I thought y'all said he stayed behind with the young lady. Okay, so what's the concern? If my friend is saying, oh, he gonna stay, well, shoes, he a grown man. I won't be concerned if I don't have a reason to be. By approximately 10 p.m., members of the group, including Warren Jackson Morgan, began contacting mutual friends to locate Nolan. None had heard from him or knew his whereabouts. At approximately 11:07 p.m., Warren personally telephoned Christine Wells to ask whether Nolan had returned home. Warren told Christine that Nolan did not return with the group, and Christine confirmed that he had not returned home and she had not heard from Nolan since the evening of July 3rd. Warren advised her that Nolan's cell phone had remained with the group on their return from the island and was secured in Wyatt Pyron's vehicle. Okay, now look, this is the first time I think I've heard them mention Wyatt's name. I hadn't heard them really talk about him too much. Okay, so this is like the first time I've heard them mention Wyatt's name. They're saying when a judge don't want to give their decision in open court, it's usually a no. Well, we gonna hope and pray that it's not. Oh my God, I can't wait to hear this today. That's coming up today too. No, Trace said he was getting calls before 9 p.m. Ooh. All right, clock it, the Queen's Den. Hey, the highest point coming on through. She has gifted 10 memberships. Oh my God, thank you so much, sis. I appreciate it. And thank you for being a sponsor. Now, I don't know who the 10 members are because I'm on StreamYard, but welcome to the Open Book family. You are already family, but you are members. Welcome to the Open Book members. Okay. Thank you, sis. I appreciate it. If you had someone's cell phone and after a few hours, you would wonder not many hours later, that part. I know y'all looking. Can we see the inside of the compartments on the boat? Irma said, don't do her. Okay, open up the compartments on the next picture. If the Cito call is true and the background is accurate, if someone did ask, can we cover it up? Covering his body up may be what they meant. Ooh. Now, that's a good point, HGY. Yeah. She said, I like the intelligence here as well. Nobody is average here is great. Okay. Come on. We think over here. Okay. I thought Morgan said somebody called him upset asking about Nolan. He did. He did. He just said it in the video clip that we watched a few minutes ago. Yeah, he sure did. Okay, so let's see here. So then it says Warren also told Christine that he would call the Coast Guard out of an abundance of caution. Okay, now remember when Tashima said she went to the house, they went to the house to get his phone, the phone. She said that Wyatt's truck was parked out front, but they didn't go out to the trunk to get it. He said he would send a girl to go get the phone. So I have been wondering where was his truck the whole time, you know? So it's just weird, that little part too. Was it really inside of the truck? Moreover, at approximately 11:13 p.m., Warren personally contacted the United States Coast Guard to report Nolan missing and get help locating him. Now, did he call his friend that works for the Coast Guard, or did he call the Coast Guard directly? Because at first they didn't have a record of that call. Okay, come on now. They didn't have a record. They didn't say that. They changed it the next day. So what was that about? Warren remained on the call for over 20 minutes and provided a full description of Nolan. Y'all, something about these screenshots look off to me. I'm going to be honest. Now, I don't have no proof, but I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Something, the typing of it, if y'all look at the colors of the letters and the numbers, the bottom, it just looks different to me. Let's see. What he was wearing, his last known whereabouts, what time the friend group left the island, and other necessary information to help find him. So notice they done looked up the U.S. Coast Guard. They looked up the U.S. Coast Guard phone number, child, okay? And then that number right there is the number on the screenshot. All right, now here it says, mind you, Al, while Warren was on the phone with the Coast Guard, he and Christine were constantly exchanging text messages starting at 11:15 p.m. Those texts have already been publicly released by us to members of the media. Oh, so they released those talking about some members of the media, okay? But I know that S. Fields girl, she was releasing them over to people too. Officer Tater Tot, okay, I guess they're members of the media. But for reference, here are just a few. So then he included some of the text messages that show Warren and I guess allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly, Christine going back and forth when she was asking, the questions about Nolan and so forth. Then it says 1 minute after getting off the call with the Coast Guard, Warren called Christine again to inform her that he spoke to them and that they were notified. He also told her the details about where the group was on the island, where they last saw Nolan, and other relevant information. Now, how come they talked to Warren but didn't want to talk to Christine? That's interesting. At 12:25 a.m., Warren received a call from a local member of the Coast Guard to get more information about Nolan. Y'all should have been calling his mama and his last known location. Y'all can call him, but why y'all couldn't call his mom back? Okay. Warren again willingly provided them all the information he had. To count 2 calls to Christine and 2 times speaking with the Coast Guard. But it gets better, Al, because at 1 a.m. on the dot, Christine and Warren talked for a 3rd time. This time, Christine called Warren. She told him that Jackson County Sheriff's Department would be calling him so that he could give them more information. Warren agreed and spoke with the deputy or investigator on another individual's phone. Okay. Let's see. How do you get membership? I be trying, but don't know where to go. Oh, if you look, there's a little $sign at the bottom, or if one of the mods could drop, I believe the link to memberships, it'll let you do it that way. Thank you, Sheila. Let's see. The millions. Okay. Let's see here. Make sure y'all tap that like button. It is for free. Trying to make sure to go ask Daddy. Let's see. The report had Simpson's info and not Warren's. Right. They didn't put that part in here. Okay. That's another good point. That's another piece of evidence too. Because why is Warren's name not on that report? That's what I want to know. Why is his name not on that report? Let's see here. I'm sure you can agree, Al, that if you had just committed a heinous and infamous crime on an island, calling and texting the victim's mother, calling the fine men and women of the Coast Guard with their marine investigative expertise, and then speaking to the Jackson County Sheriff's Department would be some of the dumbest moves you could possibly make. You sounded like Jax. People do it all the time. Okay, I saw a whole video last night with Lulu where she was trying to play that same play. Let me get ahead of it. Let me be extra prepared to make it look like I ain't guilty. Okay. Later, just after midnight on July 5th, here we go. Okay. So now they done put Wyatt's name in it. Now here comes the Javon part. Okay. So Javon Williams's mother arrived at Jackson's house unannounced with a group of people, most of whom were unknown to Warren, Jax, and Morgan. But they said they knew some of the guys, that they went to school with some of the guys. What are you talking about? These individuals let themselves into the house without permission. But why give someone your location? That's giving them permission. In the clip we just watched, did he not say he told them where they were? Okay, so if that's giving someone permission, if someone calls me saying where you at, I ain't gonna tell them if I don't want them to come over. So to me, that's giving permission, right? Okay, so they were invited. I thought y'all were trying to do the right thing. I thought y'all were trying to give the phone and keys willingly over. So they did have permission. Okay. Demanding Nolan's cell phone and his whereabouts. No, y'all were trying to give it to him. Okay. Jackson's parents were not home. So see, these parents not at the house supposedly when these kids doing all this foolishness. Okay, where were the adults? A female friend retrieved Nolan's cell phone from Wyatt's truck and handed it to Javon's mother without incident or delay. At no time did Warren, Jax, or Morgan so much as touch Nolan's phone. At no time did they have actual possession of Nolan's phone. Thought it was on the boat. At no time did they have constructive possession of Nolan's phone. At no time did they access or breach his phone. And at no time did they alter, delete, modify, or erase any data or information on Nolan's phone. Then at 2:24 a.m. on July 5th, Nolan's stepfather, here we go, Elmore Wansley came to Jax's house and asked Jax whether he had possession of Nolan's keys. Nolan spent the night at Jax's house on July 3rd into early July 4th with around 15 to 20 other people. Wait, what? So that many people were over there, y'all? 15 to 20 people. We hadn't heard that info before. That's a lot of people. Okay? That is a lot of people. And for the parents to not be there, and you have all of those people, that house was probably a mess. That's probably why he was like, I mean, it's a whole house. You can't find no keys. Well, if y'all had 15 or 20 people over there, see, I was thinking it was just Warren, Nolan, Jax, but that's a lot of people in that house. Yeah, we need metadata. I didn't realize that. Hey D Brown, Flash Badge, Tatum did a great job by accident providing a platform so that Warren could sing their song. Okay. Why they can never tell a straight number. Exactly. It was about 15 to 20. Okay, that's a lot of people. I never knew that. He even slept in Jackson's bed. They telling the bed Nolan slept in and everything. Well, then if he slept in Jackson's bed, seems like his stuff would have been in Jackson's room, right? So why was it so hard again to find the keys? He even slept in Jackson's bed with Jax having to find another place to sleep. You acting like this was a disservice or you didn't want to do it. Okay, you should have invited him over there. Don't act like you were inconvenienced. After searching throughout his residence, Jax was unable to immediately locate Nolan's keys because Nolan hadn't told Jax where he had left them. Another individual who was with Elmore had to text the same female friend who handed the phone to Javon's mother. Oh, that's the same girl. So the one, she must have been staying over there. The same one that handed the phone is the one they had to call about the keys to find out where Nolan left his keys. It turned out that Nolan had left the keys on top of a video game console in Jax's bedroom. Well, if he went in the bedroom where Nolan was sleeping, that would have been an easy find. Okay, come on now. Jax immediately handed over the keys to Nolan's stepfather. You touched them, right? Okay, so don't say you never touched the keys. It said that in the video. And you contradicted yourself in the statement right here. But Elmore wasn't alone. There were a group of other individuals with him. After giving Nolan's key to Elmore, the group with him refused to leave the property. Even when asked to leave by Jax and his brother, the group remained there and demanded answers as to Nolan's location. The group became disruptive. After refusing to leave repeatedly, Jax and his brother finally had to call 911. They have a record of the 911 call July 5th, 2:57. Once the Ocean Springs Police Department arrived on scene, the group finally left the property, and Jackson, his brother, told police about Nolan not returning with them. They told officers truthfully that no one had seen him, and that unruly group, not the unruly group, came to their house to locate Nolan's keys and demand answers from them. The next day at approximately 10:30 a.m., on July 5th, Warren, together with Katie Hudson Seymour, that's his mom, David Seymour, the stepfather, Brooks Edmiston, that's the Simpson man's brother, and Jax returned to Horn Island by boat to search for Nolan. That search was subsequently joined by units of the Mississippi Department of Marine Resources, helicopters, fixed-wing aircraft, and additional private vessels. Neither Warren, Jackson, nor Morgan has any knowledge of what happened to Nolan after his last confirmed sighting on Horn Island, and none of them had any involvement whatsoever in his disappearance or death. Okay, let me see what y'all saying before I get too behind in the comments. Welcome everyone coming on in. Thank y'all so much. I'm on another screen in case I miss you. Hey Tammy, she said it bothers me when people refer to Mr. Wansley as Nolan's stepfather. Yes, we already know that he's possibly Nolan's stepfather and not his real father, but what does that mean? And his mom actually already talked about that on the interview recently with Pastor Jamal Bryant. She said Nolan is as much as his son as mine. That seals it right there. Like, they need to leave that alone. I think they're just trying to get a response out of him, okay, and trying to poke fun at the situation. Like, to me, it's petty and childish. Okay, Warren has a whole stepmother. Okay, come on now, and a stepfather. So what's the big deal? What about that now? Okay, golly. Let's see. Right, it's nothing. I have a stepfather. So there's nothing wrong with that. Every family has issues, especially when it's step-parent situation. It's not easy, but are we to say that his stepfather hurts any less because he's a stepfather? Exactly. I agree. Okay. Warren's mother, the judge, has the equipment to get into the phone. Uh-oh. You know what? I don't know his brother's name. Do y'all know it? I don't know his brother's name. I hope more subpoenas are to come for Ocean Springs corrupted county. Okay. Right, exactly. And I feel like the judge Ashley always had a problem with Christine Wansley, even from back in the school days. Uh-oh. Yeah, not relevant. The story keeps changing. If the group was so-called unruly, that tells me that the boys were not cooperative. Yeah, they probably did cooperate and want to give up any answers. Why do they act like we never leave when same thing was said in Carmelo's case to leave the tent, portraying us as aggressive? Right, it is what it is. You're right about that, and welcome. Okay, so it says again, it bears repeating. Neither Warren, Jax, nor Morgan, oh my gosh, same stuff, at any time had possession of or made any false statement regarding Nolan's cell phone. Quit saying that. They were in possession. Warren just said it. Neither Warren, Jax, nor Morgan breached, accessed, tampered with, or deleted any data from Nolan's cell phone. None of them hid, concealed, nor withheld Nolan's keys or lied about the whereabouts of Nolan's keys. And they absolutely came forward and made numerous diligent efforts to increase the probability of locating Nolan. Without the assistance of Warren, Jackson, Morgan, the investigation into Nolan's whereabouts would not have started as soon as it did, and we would all be further from getting to the truth. Child, look, if it had not started with Christine calling her son's phone numerous times, and the phone, they probably either seen it. Who is that calling? Because I still want to know, what was the conversation? If that's not the case, okay, if that's not what all of a sudden y'all got an inkling like, oh, we better call Christine, then what was the conversation like? What prompted, what was the conversation with Wyatt? Because at first Warren put it out that Wyatt said something about Nolan, and I was like, oh, where is Nolan? What was he saying? Can y'all tell us that? What did Wyatt say that prompted you to think about where is Nolan? Because Christine actually said she was the one looking for her son, calling his phone. Okay. So that's a huge question I have right there. Let's see. Warren Jackson Morgan were all close with Nolan and loved him like a brother. And Nolan loved them back. Unlike you, Warren Jackson Morgan welcomed the truth and cared very much about learning the truth surrounding Nolan's tragic death. In this picture, we have Morgan, Jax, Wyatt, Warren, and Nolan. And you know what? Nolan, if you notice in these pictures when Nolan and Warren are by each other, the body language is off, y'all. Warren is, look at just, I ain't gonna even say it. I want y'all, when y'all go through and see the pictures, look at the body language when they're standing by each other. I'll just say that. Okay. Al, your accusations against these fine young men have no factual basis whatsoever. Your accusations are leveled at Warren Jackson Morgan in the grandest grandest tradition of the carnival barkers. Here we go. Elixir salesmen and hucksters who preyed upon unwitting victims in a bygone era. You are confident that you are untouchable. He's repeating the same stuff. But you are about to discover that you are quite wrong and that you are not above the law. Okay. Let's see here. As you well knew, when you uttered your defamatory statements, there were approximately 2,000 people on Horn Island and hundreds just in the area where Nolan's friend group arrived and departed. The individuals present on the island included members of the Ocean Springs community, boaters, and tourists from elsewhere. Had you bothered to visit the island before aiming your defamatory fusillade at Warren Jackson Morgan, you would have learned that the far western side of the island is an open landscape with no trees or structures. The area is flat with low sand dunes and it is extremely narrow north to south. But you didn't visit the island, pictured above. If you did, you would have known that with thousands of people present during daylight hours on Independence Day, your belief that an unwitnessed murder occurred under a bright sun and cloudless sky is not only fundamentally inconsistent with the facts set forth above, but also implausible given the environmental dynamics. At the time of writing, Nolan's parents' attorneys have inexplicably, that word there, failed to provide his cell phone to the authorities to conduct a forensic inspection, entirely inconsistent with the search for answers and truth. Warren Jackson Morgan are not the ones who made Nolan's phone an issue. They never even touched Nolan's phone on July 4th or 5th. I want to know how they're going to fix that when they're saying it out of their own mouth. Okay. On the other hand, the three young men that you maliciously accuse of wrongdoing have long since voluntarily provided their cell phones to the authorities. They were not compelled by a warrant or a similar court order. Their cooperation underscores the unassailable truth. Warren Jackson Morgan are completely innocent of any wrongdoing with respect to the death of Nolan Wells. Okay, and then they have this legal analysis. So I'm not going to read all of that. Okay, let's see here. All right, so this part, though, I will read, okay? Because this is the formal demand for apology, retraction, and deletion, okay? Friends don't let friends drown. Wait a minute, our friends don't let friends drown. Leave with behind or just allow them to walk into the washing machine water. You better say it. Okay, so now sounds like the attorney is getting emotional and is taking Al Sharpton's actions personal. Exactly. Hi, Ty Cager. The girl's dad who Warren was talking to was his dad. So they was at the judge's house in Laurier next day, body found on the 6th. Okay. Wow. I didn't think about that because allegedly they were supposedly at Ava's house. And so I don't know what that conversation was about. All right, so here's the deal, Al. And he being so just, oh my gosh, like he really pushing it and being disrespectful in a way, I'll say not professional. Warren Jackson Morgan hereby formally demand that you apologize for, retract, and delete every false and defamatory statement about them, including but not limited to those specifically identified in this correspondence. As a reverend, we would hope that you see the need for repentance. Wait, what? So now you put yourself in the place of God. Specifically, Warren Jackson Morgan demand that you apologize publicly, both verbally and in writing, for your false and defamatory statements. B, cease further publication or republication of your false and defamatory statements. C, expressly acknowledge that the statements identified above were false and defamatory. D, state clearly that your allegations of murder, hindering prosecution, and tampering with physical evidence have no basis in evidence or reality. E, retract and delete any statement, headline, caption, thumbnail, description, video, post, or other publication that states or implies as fact that Warren Jackson and Morgan committed any crime. F, publish the apologies and retractions in the same manner and medium as the original publication, with sufficient prominence to reach substantially the same audience, and pinned for a minimum of 7 days. So that means that if he was to post a comment, okay, he got to pin it. Pin it on his Facebook page for at least 7 days, child. G, for any online publication, append the apology and retraction directly to the original publication. H, provide us with written confirmation identifying each corrective action taken. And I, in summary, apologize for, retract, and delete all of your false and defamatory statements. This letter is not and should not be interpreted as a waiver of any claim, cause of action, or remedy available to Warren Jackson and Morgan. We expressly reserve all rights. Okay? And then here, they're telling him he has to reserve evidence, y'all. In contemplation of litigation, you are further instructed to preserve all documents, electronically stored information, and tangible materials related in any way to Warren Jackson Morgan, the underlying incident, or your publications concerning them. And here's a long list. Okay, these are the things that he would have to preserve. You should take immediate steps to suspend any automatic deletion policies that could result in the destruction of potentially relevant evidence. If we do not hear from you or your attorney within 10 days of the date you are served with this letter, we will assume that you are not interested in resolving this matter without litigation and will proceed accordingly. Okay? You got 10 days, child. Conclusion. I ain't reading it. And then they signed it. Okay? Y'all can read it on your own. I ain't reading all that. That's them talking and saying the same stuff over and over, in my opinion. Okay. Let's see what y'all saying. Hey, PJ, just keeping up. Thank you so much, Inspiration. When did the family ever accuse them? Don't get mad at them. They're mad that the public is connecting the dots. Exactly. To me, these signs of emotion show feelings of intimidation and fear. Okay, say that again. I hope he has his apology ready when they are proven guilty. Uh-oh. The audacity. Right. Shout out to Scorpio for the jewels. Thank you so much. And thank you for being a sponsor. So, Taja, she said, let me get this straight. Their lawyer wants all these apologies, knowing everyone guilty of covering Simpson's butt. They're guilty for knowing and watching Nolan's last minutes of life. Okay. Is that little Eddie? That's the other one, the Cox Law Firm, and him. Yeah, both of them. On the playback, and it keeps restarting the live after like 5 minutes. Just take me to the beginning. Oh, okay. Lockbox ENT. That's interesting. They just want to know what he knows. That part. Okay. Now let me see if because you know, what is his channel? Okay, here it is, National Action News. Because y'all know he actually on Saturdays. Oh, y'all, we may be in to see what he had to say. Reverend Al Sharpton. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Hold on 1 second, because he comes on. Let me see if he talks about it.
Let me say a few things I want to get to. All of us are getting ready for this March
Hold on 1 second. Let's see if he brought it up.
Texas, you leave in Alabama, you Black Women Civic, all of them unapologetic and tell what young actors that have been on that.
Okay, let me share this. Let's stop sharing this.
We would have never heard of Daniel if there wasn't a Nebuchadnezzar. We would never, thousands of years later, talk about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego if it wasn't for Belshazzar. We'd have never heard about David if we didn't have a Goliath. Let history record that when Trump.
So I'm trying to see if he talked about this demand on this morning. So this just happened an hour ago. Did he say anything regarding what just happened? Okay, with this lawsuit thing. Those boys aren't looking for an apology. They're using the lawyers to try to seize and keep the information that people have that shows their fault, guilt, negligence. Okay. Okay, so you're watching it too, Brajay? Al is going to make those demons eat those words. Then, Al, you ain't scared. You're from New York. Oh, yeah, he said he welcomes those. Okay, hey, Grandma Five, welcome. All right, let's see here.
Tried to roll back the clock that we stood up unapologetic and held what needed to be held. Well, Red Mal, they're going to backlash. I know they're going to backlash. That's all right. I know they're going to backlash. That's what they do. That's why this movement has always been led by people of faith. Because people of faith are not worried about the backlash. Because they got enough strength to go on anyhow. They sent me a letter yesterday. Remal, we gonna sue you if you don't apologize for standing up for Nolan Wells. Well, first of all, I don't know who sue who, because I ain't called nobody's name and I only repeated what I was told. And I was confused by what I was told. But I welcome the suit. I'm waiting. Sue me. Because then I can bring everybody in the court and under oath and say, now this is what we were told. I want the truth. And you can come with all of the bogus suits you want. You can play to the crowd, but I'm going, in fact, there'll be so many of us staying up in Mississippi for that trial. Be careful what you ask for. Because I ain't scared. I've been sued. I've been castigated. I've been prosecuted. There's something that you don't understand. I stand on the faith of my forefathers. Porter called me and said, well, they talking about they may sue you for defamation. I said, well, who do I defame? What their name? I don't know their name. We had a prayer this week on Nolan Wells' birthday. Viral prayer, almost 600 ministers. And they told me in the middle of the prayer, we had 4 of our ministers do the prayer. I presided. And in the middle of it, they said that the 3 friends that everybody questioned, were on the vigil line, on the Zoom. So I said, I understand they're on the Zoom. If y'all want to come forth, contact me. Whatever it is that y'all got to say. If you need a lawyer to say it, I'll give you a lawyer. How's that defaming them? So come on with it. I have not accused anybody of anything other than we don't know what happened. Right. But you'll have the nervous Nelly, oh no, they're gonna sue them out. They're gonna open up a can and I'm gonna see if some worms is in there. But the arrogance of saying, and Reverend Roy, Reverend Marshall, y'all can understand this, that if people comes to a civil rights group or a minister and say something happened to my child and I don't know what happened and this don't make sense to me, that we now can be sued for standing up for people that come to us as ministers. That's a threat to every so a white minister called me last night from Tennessee and said, I'm not supposed to help parishioners. But Trump has set a national tone where everybody thinks they can do whatever they want to do. And that's why this march is important, because they need to see that some of us are not going to allow this kind of arrogance to go forward. What is critical and a highlight of the march is we got to protect the right to vote.
That's right. That's right.
Everything we talking about has to start with our vote, or it's going to come to our vote. I was talking to some people this week that, I went to school with. And one of them said to me, well, you was in the Operation Breadbasket under Reverend William Augustus Jones and Jesse Jackson. And, we were always a little more aggressive than that. They used to call us militant. He said, we didn't believe in that. We believed in, one of my friends wanted to have a separate state, give us 5 states, get away with separatists. And we believed, though, in self-defense. And y'all were marching and carrying on. I said, yeah, but let me ask you something. He said, what? I said, forget our tactics and forget our successes or y'all feel what y'all did. But if you were going to get 5 states, who's going to give it to you? I mean, wouldn't the Congress have to decide you're going to get 5 states? And if you didn't vote nobody in the Congress, then who going to give you that vote? And then when we get in those states, how we going to decide who the president of those states are? So, I mean, what are you talking about? You want to defend us, but you want to defend us in ways that you can't make happen? All of us need the social justice edicts that everybody else have. In order to have that, we got to have the right to vote. People didn't die to give us the right to vote because it didn't mean anything.
That's right. That's right.
And if voting does not mean anything, then why did they spend all of this money and time to take it back from us?
Okay, so I want
Notice
to
now,
play
all
that
my
part. If
super
y'all want to watch it in its entirety, it could be found on the let's see here, National Action Network. And I'm gonna copy this and share it into the chat for those of you who want to watch it, because I want to hear what he had to say back about these lawsuits. Okay. Let me put it in the chat right quick. He's not scared, y'all. Okay. He's not scared. And like he said, he hasn't said anybody's names or any of that. So he said, bring it on. This is going to get quite interesting. I'm taking all my grown nieces, nephews, and my son friends to vote. They're all our future. Right, right. Let them get used to the process. Let them get used to that process. We take our kids with us as well so they can see what we do and how to do it and so forth. All right, y'all. So we're going to see how this goes. It's definitely about to get quite interesting with this. Now, later on, I'm going to keep a lookout on the verdict or the decision, I should say, on the Carmelo Anthony hearing and whether or not he is going to get a new trial. So we'll probably be back once we get word about that. Then later on this evening, we are going to, those of you who follow in the Tyrone Davis case, we have the 4-hour interrogation room footage, y'all. It's quite interesting if you have not seen it. Now, I've shared snippets of it, some shorts last night, so maybe you can tap into that to kind of see what Lulu was talking about. So we have a busy day today. In the meantime, take a break, okay? I'm going to eat breakfast, try to fold up some clothes and so forth, and I'm going to keep an eye out for the word on Carmelo Anthony. Thank you. No, thank you so much, Patrice. Is that answer supposed to come today? Yes, Verb. Yes. Let's see. Obi, honestly, I don't think there is a Black person that is scared. Okay. Hey, Tanya, welcome. Yes, so y'all continue to keep it lifted in prayer that God will touch his heart and that he will approve the motion to give Carmelo Anthony a new trial. The judge is going to email his decision. I never heard of that, y'all. Okay. Alan even thinking about them. Right. He want all the smoke. Okay, I'm in Southeast Asia. It's bedtime. Okay, thank you so much, SoCal. I appreciate it. Thank you for your advice and your expertise in the chat. Thank you for tuning in. Oh Lord, OB, I blew the chat up about that. Oh yes, girl, you did. I loved it though, because me and you, we were watching, I think at the same time, we were kind of in the same parts last night. I stayed up and I watched that whole thing. Hey, Kimberly, welcome. There was no way they should have let Lulu go after that interview. Exactly, girl. They dropped the ball. Oh my gosh. It's so much that came out that in that interview than they even put on paper. Okay, you're welcome, PJ. Just keeping it real. Thank you so much for tuning in. Y'all, I want to give a special shout out and thanks to the mods in the building. Thank you, ladies, so much today. I also want to give thanks to all of the sponsors. Some of these I didn't even see. So let's see. Isn't she lovely? Des D, thank you, sis. I didn't see that one earlier. Beautiful Dreamer, Drea, Patrice, Irma. Let's see. Beautiful Dreamer. Some of y'all did multiple. T Lady Boogie gifted a membership. Scorpio, Irma, Caramel Shell, Sneakers, Shelly Shells, Sonia. Then we had the highest point, gifted 10 memberships. Lady McGriff. Okay, thank y'all so much for being sponsors for today's live. I appreciate it so much. See, it's evening in England. Okay, Southeast Asia. It's nighttime for them. Okay, you missed it, girl. You got to come on back because y'all know we're going to get into it. It's some stuff, y'all, with that interrogation room footage. Gainesville Police Department dropped the ball, y'all. After listening to that, I am more so convinced that if Lulu was not involved, this is my opinion, if she didn't do it, she definitely was involved, and I believe she knows what happened to Tyrone. Okay, unfortunately, I was so mad last night. I went between emotions of being upset and just sad that he's not here and that something tragically happened to him. I really hate that. Right. I was like, what? How did they let her go? Exactly. But y'all, thank you for tapping in. Make sure y'all hit that like button. It is for free. Also, if you would like to support the channel, you're welcome to send a super sticker, super chat. My Cash App is scrolling on the screen, or buy a coffee. And don't forget to hype up the video, subscribe, and hit that bell because you never know when I'm going to go live. Thank you all so much for joining, and I hope everyone has a happy Saturday, and we will be back a little later. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye. Thank you, sis.
You just flip through truth with the open book. If you felt that heat, like share and stay locked in. Another chapter done, but we far from finished. Truth on the mic, yeah, we handle business. Real talk, no fluff, just facts and fire. From the book to the block, we taking it higher. The open book, every voice matters, every lie shatters. Catch you next page.